Good morning. It is Monday, the Monday before spring break. I am praying and hoping and willing this week to go by fast because I need it. It's about 7:45. I'm making a cup of coffee. I'm trying this new brand of K-Cups to see if I feel less like I'm drinking water. The last one that I had was a light roast, and maybe that's why I started to feel like it was really weak. So we'll see how that goes, and if that doesn't work, a Nescafe might be in my future. Twist out update. I feel like this twist out is better than last week. I think one of the differences is that I didn't use any of the styling gel this time around, and I think as of right now I prefer it without it. I feel like the styling gel made my hair, like, kept it from like expanding or something, like fluffing out. Like I would fluff it out and then it would just like retreat back to itself. So I think I'm not going to do the twist out with the styling gel. So there's the update there, but I'm happy with this one as well. I tried to separate it more, like untwist it and then separate the pieces of hair more than what I had done in the past. Hopefully give it a more like fuller look. As far as yesterday, it went really well with like the whole concept of just taking the day to myself and starting that Bible series with Patricia Schreiner. That workbook is more involved than what I showed. So there's several pages that go along with that first lesson. I only did a few, and I'm going to try and figure out some time to carve out during the week to do the rest of it so that I'm ready for next week. But not to sound like arrogant, but I think this is what I need because I feel like I got more out of yesterday and just a little bit of time I spent on my own, just kind of reading through the format of the Bible and the lesson that I have gotten from church in a while, like going to a large church. So just being able to learn something and feel like I could apply it was very helpful. I don't want to say too much about it because it's not my material, but really the concept, or one of the big things that I got from it, is that, you know, when you are taking a day of rest, you are not like just not doing anything. You should view it as like creation, like you are creating space for yourself. You're creating space for yourself to be more complete than what you are. And I thought that was a really good concept, and it was a really good way to look at it. So I will share the link to the Bible and the series in today's vlog, because the Bible, I really do like it so far. Like, it has a lot of added features. As far as my teaching, I'm not teaching anything new today. They are still iReady testing. Some of them are done, like there's a handful that are done, but most of them are not. But my big focus this week is to get lesson planned for the week after spring break so that I do absolutely nothing on spring break. So that's my plan. I'm gonna get this coffee upstairs. I gotta go get Genesis to bring her downstairs because she's hiding. She's taking over Riley's bed, but Riley's bed was really Genesis's bed before Riley came. And for some reason this weekend she rediscovered the TP in the bedroom, so she's tucked under, or tucked into that TP very deeply. So I'm going to go get her, and then I'm going to start class, and I'll check in with you guys at some point. It's either going to be in between my two classes or when my classes are done. So happy Monday.
In the morning, they lined us up and they took us to a hut. At the entrance to the hut stood a young woman, and with a whip in her hand, and she said to us, "I am very small, but I can beat you up very hard, don't forget."
This Monday has turned out to be more eventful than what I thought it was going to be. This morning, I think is when I checked in, I was making my coffee, came upstairs and taught or watched them take their iReady test, really. And that wasn't eventful at all. But then after that, we had a PLC meeting that just took a lot longer than what I thought it would take. We're at the point of the year we're trying to, it was a PLC between both the language arts teachers and the math teachers. Normally we hold two separate meetings because we teach 2 different sets of subject matter, but we needed to come together because we're nearing the end of the year and we needed to start talking about things like promotion and 8th grade t-shirts and things like that. And all of that just takes so much conversating and so much time. It just kind of turned into more than what I think any of us anticipated it turning into. And then after that, I had a separate PLC meeting with just the language arts teacher, and then again that turned into a longer meeting than what anybody intended. So it was an interesting meeting. I always say that, but I don't go into detail, but I think some good came of it. So that happened, and then after that I left really quickly to get some lunch. I have my salads from Trader Joe's, but it was raining and it was very gray at the time. The sun is trying to come out right now. So I went and got some, did I say went? I think I said went and got some soup from Panera. I had never tried this one before, but I think it was like the cream of chicken and wild rice soup. So I just got a bowl of that. It was good. And I ate that with the salad. And I bought a cookie because I had $1 off. So I ate, and while I was eating, I think I got a little bit of footage on my phone because my camera died. I was looking for some video to share with my class when we come back from spring break. The next reading piece that we're gonna look at in Study Sync is this like a debate between 2 writers as to whether or not The Boy in the Striped Pajamas is a good way to teach a historical event. Like, is historical fiction an appropriate thing to use to teach people about history? So one person's gonna argue yes, one person's gonna argue no, using The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. And when I was looking through the lesson, it's really talking about how in the book, they never mention Auschwitz. It's called Out With. And if you are familiar with the Holocaust to the point where you know the name of Auschwitz, then you assume that they're talking about Auschwitz, but it's never said. And the fact that the story is told through like the naivete is a word I never get to use, of a 9-year-old. And whether or not that runs the risk of like skewing or distorting what actually happened, like the true tragedy of the Holocaust. So what I was looking for was a video that kind of shares the truth of the Holocaust or of Auschwitz, so that the kids have something to compare Boy in the Striped Pajamas to, so that they can kind of conceptualize the person who feels like Boy in the Striped Pajamas was not an appropriate tool to use to teach history. Does that make sense? So I think I found a video. It's about 16 minutes long. It's 2 women who lived through Auschwitz telling their story. So it's obviously, you know, much different from the fictional depiction that Bruno gives us in Boy in the Striped Pajamas. And so I was doing that. And the other resource I have, I just haven't listened to it again, is that I have the book on Audible, and with the audio recording, there's an interview with the author, John Boyne, at the end. And there's a part of that interview where he does discuss why he told the story through a 9-year-old's eyes and kind of addresses the criticism of doing so. So I need to listen to that. But before I do all of that, because that's planning for the week after spring break, I need to make sure that I'm ready for tomorrow. And in my language, or not my language arts class, my switch class, I think we're going to be moving on to the next, like part of westward expansion. And I kind of have what I want to share down. I think I just need to finalize it. I was kind of looking through it last week and while they were taking their iReady tests, and as I was reading some of the stuff, I guess my facial expression was reflective really of what I was reading, because I was reading a speech by Andrew Jackson, and the words he was using to talk about like the Indian problem. And like how brazen he was about like, we just need to wipe them out of the way. So I was reading that on the screen, and one of my students sent me a message in the chat asking if I was okay because I looked stressed. And I told her, oh, I'm fine. I'm just reading something that has information in it that's like just frustrating. So the next thing we're gonna do is, I have it in my plans here on planbook.com, is tomorrow I'm going to show my homeroom class a biography video on Andrew Jackson, and then there's this Common Lit article, and I think I'm gonna use Common Lit for the first time, like in terms of making them do an assignment through it. But there's this Common Lit article where it is Andrew Jackson's speech to Congress on the Indian removal. And I created an assignment. There are 4 questions that they go through, and we'll do this together, and answer. And then I feel like there's some, after that, there was something else that I had. It's a video. I think I haven't added it on here because I was in the middle of planning that all out, but it's a video that kind of gives you visuals for the Indian removal and talks about like the Trail of Tears and stuff like that. And eventually at some point, maybe tomorrow or the day after, I'm going to also show them this video on like the destruction of the buffalo that I saw for the first time last year. And I just don't think that I learned this in school. And I was thinking about this as I was doing these plans and reading Andrew Jackson's words, and they're so like, this is for the white man and these people need to be moved. I do not think I was taught that in school, which is crazy, because that's why, like, that's why as an adult, I do remember thinking like, where did reservations come from? And like, and why do we have them? And like, why are there such social problems on reservations? And had I learned this, like the things that led up to reservations, I don't think I would have asked that question as an adult. Which brings me to where we are now in society. Like, there's ignorance in the world, obviously, about just race and culture and history, which has led to just madness, as we've seen. And it's because we're not being taught all of history. It's being like, for lack of a better term, it's being like whitewashed. Like the truth of what has happened is not being taught, so people can't connect one thing to the other. And if I was taught this in school, the teaching of it was so scant or surface level that I have no memory of it. Like, I really have no memory of it. But I distinctly remember in college not really being clear on what reservations were about and where they came from, because I went to school in Washington State, and there were quite a few reservations in the general area where I was at. So when I was reading this speech by Andrew Jackson, like, when my students on my face, I was just like shook. It's the best way I can put it. So I'm gonna get all that together for tomorrow. I have a meeting, another meeting today at 4. This will be my 3rd meeting. It's a leadership meeting. My leadership class, there are kids that are either, it's like there's kids that are either doing what they're supposed to be doing or kids that are not doing it at all, and there's very little in between. So that class is shrinking by the second. And I just sent them all a message because I had a meeting today with a group of students that signed up for this meeting. Like, they signed up for this day and they didn't show up, and so of course they get an F for the attendance of that meeting. But I also sent out a message through Remind to everyone in leadership that said, if you don't have a passing grade at progress reports, I'm just dropping you from leadership. Yeah, that's where I'm at. And I really hope that some of these kids don't think then that I will write them a letter of recommendation to participate in high school ASB, because that kind of season is coming around where they're starting to recruit, because I won't. And I know that this is an unusual year, but like for me, I'm very like, if you're a leader, you're a leader, and you will have enough wherewithal to write down your meetings on the calendar and attend to them, and not rely on or assume that I'm going to call you and say, remember, you have a meeting today. And I've told them, if I have time and the opportunity to remind you, I will. But you signed up for the meeting day and time is always the same. So all you have to do is write down the meeting that you signed up for in your student planner that we provide to you. I don't think that's hard. So that's what's going on. I'm going to get to work so I can get some stuff done within the next hour, and I will check in a little bit later, probably to close up the vlog, because I got a couple of packages that I'm not excited. I mean, a package is always exciting. I got a couple things in the mail that I'll share with you guys, so talk to you later. just finished my meeting with my admin. We were talking about leadership stuff that we need to think about for this year and going forward. I'm gonna show you what I got in the mail, but I just had this epiphany that kind of made me sad, surprisingly made me sad. So as you know, 7th and 8th graders in my district are returning to campus the week of April the 5th. I think they actually will start on April the 5th. And then we got an email on Friday later in the day, so I didn't read it until this morning, that tells us that we have to be back on campus on March the 29th, which means this is my last week teaching from home, my last week teaching in house shoes, my last week being able to just go to the bathroom, grab a cup of coffee, throw in laundry, and my last week, you know, kind of having more flexibility with my mornings. So that is a little sad. And so that's kind of where we're at. I have to be back on campus by March 29th. The students will be back on campus in hybrid, in the hybrid setting, April the 5th. So before I close out the vlog, I wanted to show you what I got in the mail. One of them I already opened, and it is from an Etsy shop titled Autumn's Stationery. I just got this personalized bookmark to go with my Bible. It just says my name, Latawnya. You can pick the color of the bookmark part itself and the tassel. So I'm gonna put that in my Bible because I have a feeling there's gonna be certain places I wanna kind of mark. And then it looks like a very small piece, where the scissors, of my order from Ann Taylor Loft came. So last weekend I ordered a few things because they had a 50% off sale. And so I felt like, or I treated it as my birthday present to myself. And so I ordered several things, and this appears to just be one of them. It's the earrings. So I ordered a pair of silver hoop earrings and a pair of gold hoop earrings because I needed some nicer ones. So here are the gold ones. My battery's gonna run out already. Here are the silver ones. And then my Peloton order came in. Let's see if we can get this opened and close out the vlog before the battery runs out. But I got everything set up for tomorrow with my classes, so that's good. All I gotta do is cook after this, but I do also want to keep lesson planning. So I got from Peloton a couple pairs of pants. Their pants are expensive, but they are good quality, and luckily I am able to get these because some people have used my referral code, which allows me to buy them. I wouldn't buy them otherwise. I thought I got these. Oh no, I don't remember getting them in this color, or maybe I missed. Oh no, these are like a special. Oh, are they inside out? Yes. Okay, I was getting concerned. These are inside out, and this was, I think, a part of their Black History Month line. So I ordered these pants. They have some designs on the bottom. Then I ordered, I feel like I have to move really fast, this matching sports bra to go with that. Please don't die, camera. Looks like that. That's the pattern. That's the back. I got another pair of black pants, just standard black pants. I think these are high-waisted, which are my favorite. Hold in my little gut. And it says Peloton on the side right there. These are nice and soft. And then I got a sports bottle that I desperately need because I just about drowned myself drinking out of my my Hydro Flask because it doesn't have a sport top, and this one has all their names signed on it. So that was the fun part of my day, is getting things in the mail. But that's Monday. It was a little bit more of a Monday than what I was expecting, but nothing that I couldn't handle. Update on the coffee. I much prefer that brand of K-Cup, so I'm going to keep using that. I even had 2 cups of coffee because I liked it so much. But if you enjoyed today's vlog, give this video a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, make sure you do that. If you're not following me on Instagram, head over there at Smarty Style. And as always, I hope that you are well. And if you are not well, please be well. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I made it. The camera didn't die. Bye.